Hey everybody, happy Thursday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing very well. We're about to get this live started and I'm a little behind, but we're ready. Just waiting for all of you guys to come in and we can start everything out, just the right way. Hey, how are you? Hey Shay, how are you doing? Okay. Right now, any moment. Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
good, how are you?
I am good.
That's good to hear. For everybody that doesn't know, on my bottom right here, what you see on the bottom on right here is my special guest. It's Jermaine Sain of the hit. Can I say hit? Or should I say smash
Whichever
YouTube
one,
channel
I'm fine
with
with it.
TV.
How you
So y'all
doing?
follow the Jermaine Sain's right there. Hi,
Mm.
Yankee. I see you. So hello there, sir.
Hello, how are you doing? Can you hear
Good. How
me?
are
Can you
you?
hear me good?
I hear you very, very well.
Okay, cool, cool.
And for me, it's really an honor.
Okay. Look, why is it such an honor?
No, because I've been following you for the long time when I've been doing my YouTube stuff,
Uh,
and just because really a lot of people don't know, you've really opened the doors for me. So that way, I know it's kind of feel like a little bubble right here. Hold on a minute, you guys. Okay, Jermaine, you still there? Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna get him back.
okay. Are we good now? I don't know if that was me or what. Yeah, I think we're just spinning right
Okay,
now. Okay.
we got you back. Okay, sorry about that.
Look, that may have been me. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, Christy, how are you? No, but just saying, this is my special guest here on the bottom. If you guys will see it, I know you guys are gonna see it on YouTube when I play everything back. But this is Jermaine Sainz of the hit YouTube channel When We Speak TV, and we're glad to have you on here. It's actually not for me. Like I said, you open doors for me because I watched your YouTube channel, even though I was doing my stuff anyway.
Hmm.
You opened doors for me because I know when I did the probably the album review from Terrell Carter.
Uh-huh.
I remember watching you when you did the interview with him. I was like, oh man, yeah,
And that's actually where I definitely remember you from. That was the first time I remember definitely talking to you was during the Terrell Carter interview. Yeah.
exactly. Because I know you did the interview with him first, and I did the
The
album review.
review of the album. Hmm. Yeah.
So we've been cool ever since then. So good evening, everybody who's watching. So why don't you introduce yourself? You know, I already introduced you to everybody. Why don't you introduce yourself so that way, if I may have forgotten something, you can actually add what you have to say.
I mean, yeah, you covered it pretty good. Well, my name is Jermaine Sain. I'm the owner of When We Speak TV, which we do media coverage as well as interviews with artists, business owners, entrepreneurs, so on and so forth, as well as I am also a paymaster in film and television. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Now,
Like very quick and to the point.
hey, I like that. Now, 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 you know how we go into, you know how everybody's going through their mental health and everything. And I know May is like them talking about mental health. How are you doing mentally,
Ugh.
health wise?
I don't know if you want to really hear all of this, but it's funny that you mentioned mental health because just a few months ago, I actually went to therapy for the very first time. So I've been ongoing in therapy recently, and I was just recently telling some friends this that if you have never been to therapy, you may think you don't need therapy, but what sealed the deal for I used to always say I didn't need therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and what sealed the deal for me was the lady only asked me one thing. She said, "How are you doing today?" and I started crying so hard that my entire mask was covered. I couldn't speak. I was
Wow.
like, and I was like, wow, like, okay, maybe I do need therapy. And so that's what sealed the deal. So anybody who thinks they may not, just give it a shot. You know, if it ain't for you, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I needed it. And I think a lot of us do, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I haven't gotten therapy, but I know how it is because usually I have family, so my family keeps me sane.
Okay.
So I understand where you're coming from, but sometimes you need that therapy regardless.
Mhm.
And this is no judgment to nobody on what they do. If that's how you have to do it, you do what you have to do. Because therapy is important. Like what our girl said, the magnificent Mo underscore is my name. Has she said it? Therapy is important.
Very, very important. Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, we have to remember people. Don't let people feel like they can get at your mental cycle, because if they get your mental cycle, they can get you anywhere.
Mhm.
But let's not get so heartfelt like that. Let's get to the
Okay.
stuff right there.
Okay.
Now, Jermaine, Jermaine, like I said, I'm fanning out over you right now.
Oh, Lord, I don't know about all of that.
You know what I mean? Not like that. Now. But what made you think? Okay, what brought up the When We Speak TV? What made you want to do that type of platform?
Well, one of the things you'll notice about me is I'm very spiritual. I don't consider myself to be very religious, but I consider myself to be very spiritual. Growing up in the church and stuff like that. So what really began When We Speak, which is the only thing it was before. Before it was When We Speak TV. That was When We Speak. I'm sorry, When We Speak, which was the interview portion where I would sit down with people and on camera and interview them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we started adding like the whole media component and stuff like that. But one day, well, I've always been a singer, and I've always been in entertainment of some sort ever since I was a kid, right? And I started in the church, of course, and I always wanted to do something in entertainment. So, but I ended up going into the military, and I did that whole military thing, and I was ready to get out because I wanted to follow my dreams of being a singer. And so I think it was maybe 2005, I auditioned for like American Idol, and I made it to like the second round or whatever. But then years later, I'm kind of go through it
Mm-hmm.
fast. Years later, I moved to Atlanta, I think, which was 2007, I think. So I moved to Atlanta, and I was trying to figure out ways to network and meet people in the music industry. And I couldn't think I couldn't think of a way to do it other than, well, maybe if you start a YouTube channel, YouTube was kind of new at the time. Maybe if
Mm-hmm.
you start a YouTube channel or something like that, you can interview people and talk to them about what they do. And so that's basically what I did. I sat down with a couple of people and interviewed them. And so I ended up, instead of creating a platform for me, I ended up create a platform for them. Like the singing thing, I mean, I still ended up doing some singing stuff, but the singing thing kind of fell back, and I realized how much I enjoyed talking to people and how much I enjoyed helping people along their path in whichever way that I could. So, but to make that long story short, I was riding in my car one day in Atlanta, and I was like, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. And then the scripture came to me. I might misquote it now. I think it's Proverbs 18:21. It's either 18:21 or 21:18. I don't even know right now. But that death and life are in the power of the tongue. And then it just dawned on me, when we speak. And that was going to be my motto, that death and life are in the power of the tongue. So it just came to me one day when I was driving in my truck, and we've been doing that ever since.
Okay, I can respect that because I know when I first found you, because I've been doing YouTube since December 2012.
Mhm.
Because I already had it like probably since 2006, but I didn't start doing videos probably like December 2012.
Okay.
So I understand where you're coming from with that right there, because I was kind of nervous because my major is actually radio and TV broadcasting.
Okay, cool.
So that's why when you see a lot of stuff, because I know we've seen each other's stuff,
Hmm.
and I know you've seen my stuff, and I've seen your stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw your stuff, I was like, I like this dude. This dude is actually really good.
Oh, well, thank you.
But I'm
That's such a
real. I know it's probably like shocker to you, but we said we keeping it real on here.
okay.
When I first saw him, I was like, okay, he's cool. I like him. It's like I got his vibe.
Uh-huh.
But when I first saw Women Speak to, because I know you guys do like the Jazz in the Alley, in my alley type of thing.
Research. You better do that research. Yeah, Jazz in the Alley.
No, I saw it and I was very impressed because I'm tell you straight up. I saw people like I know you had what's her name Rhonda Ross.
Correct. Uh-huh.
Miss Ross's oldest daughter.
Okay, yeah, that is right. My friend Rhonda Ross, Diana Ross's daughter, and the daughter of Barry Gordy
Ross.
and Diana Ross.
We're gonna say
I always call her the daughter of Middletown.
We don't put respect on Miss Ross's name.
Exactly.
But I know when I saw that, and I saw you did interview a lot of other people, like Terrell Carter and a couple of people. And the thing that was coincidental when I did the album review, it was just because I was filming the album, but I saw your review before I did it, and I said, you know what? Let me look at how he interviewed Terrell before I do my review. And then when I did it, and I remember when I put it out there, I remember you had showed me Mad Love. Maybe I think it was Facebook. I think it was.
It was one of them. I can't remember, because like you said, it's been so long ago. Yeah.
Because I think you said you was at the point where you didn't feel like people appreciated your platform. And I think when you saw my video, you felt like the love.
Yeah, definitely. Let me tell you something. I say that all the time. I mean, I don't do what I do to like get praise or anything like that. But it's always like, even like I was telling you that you found me interesting and wanted to talk to me. I'm like, really? Me? I'm so used to talking to everybody else or interviewing them or inquiring about what they're doing. So when you came to me about it, I'm like, I guess I don't have a problem talking, as you can see.
Yeah,
I can talk, but it's just always weird talking about myself because I didn't really grow up being like this person that talks about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
You get a lot of love in the comments because a lot of people say nice smile too.
Oh,
he is a billion.
Y'all.
No, but for real, but it's all love. Hey, I see. They say voice of RA. I'm just showing him mad love because he's one of the people I've interviewed before.
Okay.
But it's just good to have you on here because I'm telling you straight up, before we went live, I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, is he gonna like me? Is like, are we gonna be okay? Even though we had talked before, I don't know if he's gonna chill me. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something. I am a chill guy until I'm not chill, I guess. But I'm very much a chill guy. It's not too many people that like when I meet them, I don't really like them, and I think it has something to do with I guess because I interact with people so much, so I try not to be too judgmental about what they present when I meet them, because I know that there's a lot of things that go along with it. Shoot, I was nervous too, because truthfully, I've never done an Instagram live interview before. So I was a little nervous. I was worried if you was going to be able to see me,
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to come on. I feel like, at the same time, you always put out positivity for everybody else. I said, let's let him feel this positivity on my end, on my platform. You got, let's say, hypnotic skincare. Say, Jermaine has a signature look, be sharp on the red carpet.
Okay. Thank you, hypnotic skincare.
But you know what? Can we, just for those who maybe be first time watching you, where are you from? And, where are you from? Born and raised? Where are you from?
Well, I am originally from a little bitty town called Whiteville, Tennessee. It is not white as in white, like white people, but it's named Whiteville after some guy whose last name was White. I don't know the full story. I used to know it. I don't know it now. But I'm from a little bitty town called Whiteville, Tennessee. It's in West Tennessee, not too far from Memphis. If you know anything about Whiteville, Tennessee, if you don't have family there, you know what it is. That means you have someone in prison there, because there are 2 prisons there. So I'm from a little bitty town called Whiteville, Tennessee. And I grew up there. I grew up there my whole life. Still kind of in that area. I mean, I didn't do my whole childhood in Whiteville, but I was still in that area. And then I didn't leave there until I was like 18 and moved and went on to the military. So, and from there, the military, I was stationed at, let me think about it now, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, South Korea, and then Fort Hood,
Oh,
Texas. And then at Fort Hood, I came here.
yeah. Now I'm gonna get a little too personal on certain stuff, but how old are you? If you don't mind us asking how old you are.
Oh my God, how old do you, I'm gonna put you on blast. How old do you think I am? You better give a good number.
Oh, I don't know. That's why I asked the question.
Do you think I look old? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I didn't say you look old. I just say I want to know
I
how,
think you're trying to tell me I look old or something.
how old are you? Because
Well, I am.
the black don't crack, so I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Fix it up. Fix it up.
This
No.
is for the record. This black right here, this black that has a crack. This is 38 for your
Okay.
information, sir.
I'm old. Look, I'll just say I'm older than you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just joking. Actually, in June, I will be 43.
Oh, you look great.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You look great.
Thank you. Don't
Whatever
be lying to me now.
whatever you're doing, you need to keep on doing what you're doing.
Look,
I need to know.
but don't be lying to me now. If you lie to me, I'm gonna be very upset. Now, if I look like I'm 94, just gonna tell me it's okay. Because I don't. You know what I think about it is I don't mind looking my age. I just don't want to look older. So as long as I look 43 and down, I'm good.
For your age, you look amazing.
Thank you, sir. Well, thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
thought you was around my age bracket. I thought you was like 38 like me.
I am around your age bracket. Around.
Okay.
Around your age bracket.
Right there. Right,
We could have went to high school together, couldn't we? Let's see. Yeah, we could have went to high school together.
My sister, not my real sister, but my play sister,
Mm-hmm.
3 times that she thought she was 35.
Who, me?
That's what it's saying in the comments. You don't see Warrior
Oh,
Dreams.
well, thank you, girl. Well, thank you. No, and my sister, she's my younger sister. I think she's 5 years younger than me. So yeah, I'm not 35.
No, but whatever you're doing, you keep on doing what you're doing because you look amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
Now, when you finished school, what was your major in school, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, this is something that, if I be honest with you, this is something I've been in therapy about too, which a lot of people don't know about me. I have no shame in saying this though.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I didn't go to college. Everything I've done has been self-taught, networking, talking, putting myself through indoors. When I say indoors, I mean like inside of doors. I had to open them up myself.
Oh, you good.
And so that really, to be honest, that's been one of my things that I've always kind of regretted that I didn't. I mean, I've done well for myself, but I always regretted that.
But you got to remember, at the same time, college is not for everybody.
True.
And
That's true.
I'm not. Now, for those who are going to college, I'm not disrespecting nobody going to college. I went to college. I got my A degree in radio, TV broadcasting. Mm-hmm. I was close to finishing my bachelor's degree, but I got tired of it. I got burned out. But at the same time, I don't discredit nobody or discredit anybody who I didn't finish getting my bachelor's. But at the same time, I understand because sometimes college is for everybody. Because sometimes you only learn basic stuff about how to get by. What's what and everything. But at the same time, for those who have gotten their degrees, I applaud you.
Okay, very much kudos.
Thank you. But at the same time, everybody can't handle it because sometimes college stuff is not for everybody. Because sometimes you may be smarter than what college puts out there for you.
Okay, I mean, but like I said, I have no embarrassment or nothing like that. It's just that every time I think about it, I was so on the college path. Mm-hmm. For me never to go. And that's really, I think it kind of started when I went into the military. No one expected me to go into the military. When I did, it was just like one of those things. Well, I'll just tell it. I actually went into the military because someone told me they didn't think I was the military type. And so me being who I am a person who believes in showing you something, like I'm going to show you. Mm-hmm. And it was actually, I was going to say my father. He's not really my father. He is, but I don't like calling him my father. It was my dad, actually. And he and I didn't really, I know him, but we're not like that. And so because he had been in the military before, I was excited to tell him that I was considering, going into the military. And when he said that to me, I was like, a whole bunch of choice words. And I was like, well, I'm going to show you. And I ended up leaving like a month later.
Hey, that's your story. Because at the same time, we can't tell your story better than you can.
Yeah, but and what's so funny is that even with me making such a brash decision. It turned out to be one of the best things for my life, actually, because a lot of my friends that I have today are people that I served in the military with, you know? So they've been even to, I mean, like years later, because I've been out since '03.
Mm-hmm.
And I still talk to a lot of the people that I was once in the military with.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
that's when I graduated high school too, 2003.
Oh, okay. Look, keep making me feel old. Come on, keep bringing.
We ain't trying to say all
Mm-hmm.
that. Don't go there.
Keep bringing.
Don't go
Keep
there.
making me feel old.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Because it'll be 20 years since I graduated. So don't go there.
Okay. I told you we could have went to high school together.
Yeah, I'm just saying we could do all that. Let's not go there. not on me right now. But when you first did When We Speak TV and you started doing, I know you did like the interviews and everything, and you just did stuff like with the events going on and everything. What made you want to really get into that anyway when you did YouTube?
What made me wanted to do like the events?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the event piece kind of came along because I already told you about like I wanted to meet people and I couldn't think of another way to kind of network and meet people.
Mm-hmm.
But I also noticed that a lot of times when you talk to people, even today, you talk to people and like, I don't have anything to do. It's boring. I don't know what to do. Ain't nothing to do. They do that a lot. And at the time, I was a little financially challenged. So I was always looking for free stuff to do. And I was finding so many things to do, so many interesting things that were free.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started going to a lot of those things. When I started going to a lot of those things, I would go and like if it was an artist singing, I would record the artist and stuff like that, and then I would send them the video of what I recorded, right? And of course, they'd be so appreciative because I think everyone enjoys being appreciated. So I would send them like the videos and stuff, and then after I would send them a video, I would ask them if I could interview them. And so after a while, people would ask me, would you come to my this? Would you come to my that? And I think the first time it actually happened was I went to a show for a lady named Christy Collins. She sang background for Beyonce for many, many, many years.
Okay.
And I was at one of her events, and I did that, and I gave the tour, and she kind of got me in that whole, will you come out to my event? Will you check it out? And before I knew it, I was covering events and talking about events everywhere. Yeah.
No, that's what's up. I respect that. Now, now I'm asking. Now this question just came to my mind right now. As you said, out of all the people, you've recorded so much stuff, but you have a lot of stuff on When We Speak. When We Speak. Period. I don't know it's When We Speak TV also.
Oh, it's fine. But whichever one you say, I know.
You know what I mean when I say that.
Exactly.
TV. Who was the person you found out the most that you've recorded and recorded like the video and the interview and everything? Who were you like, gosh, I'm really meeting this person? They know my name and they know who I am. Who were like some of the people that you were like, oh my gosh, they know me?
Okay, I said this before that I'm a very spiritual person, right? And you might make me cry when you ask me this question because, believe it or not, the person that I found out the most with on a personal interview was a lady by the name of LaShawn Pace. She was a gospel singer. If you don't know who she is, I'm sure you probably know who she is. But if a person doesn't know who she is, one of the songs they definitely know with her is "I Know I've Been Changed." Right? And so growing up, I listened to a lot of LaShawn Pace. Being in the church and stuff like that. She's Kojic. I grew up Kojic, and so I always wanted to meet her. I always had this idea that one day I was going to meet her and I was going to get a chance to sing with her and all this other stuff. So when I interviewed her, which is ironic, but I wrote down that I wanted to interview her. I wrote it down in my little journal, which I need to get back to journaling. But I wrote it down in my little journal that I wanted to interview her. And no lie, 2 years from the date that I wrote that down, 2 years exactly on the same date, I got the response that she had accepted my interview. Now, since then, LaShawn has passed. She passed maybe a year or two ago. But she was that's who I found out over. I was so nervous that day. I was like, I cried before the interview. I prayed before the interview. I mean, I was just so freaking nervous about that. And when I got there, she was just so sweet and so nice to me that I felt like I had known her forever. And this is the kicker. So I always said that I was going to sing with her one day. And at the end of that interview, I started singing and she joins in on a little piece of the song with me. And I was like, you know what? That is just so, like it's fulfillment. Like that sealed the deal. Like this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because to me, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of people. Oh, you know what? Hold on, before I keep going on there, because I don't want to crap at that. But that LaShawn Pace is my biggest fan out. Let me just say that.
Go ahead.
But one of the people two people who shocked me the most, and both of them are religious. I don't know why, but two people who shocked me the most. One was Yolanda Adams, and of course, she's a gospel singer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was at an event and she was being honored, and there were so many media people there, and I remember watching her walk down every single person in that line that wanted to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she gave them time, she was attentive to them. And then after my interview, which made me feel even more special, she posted about me. Like she posted about the people who did a dedication to her and me. I was the only person from the red carpet that she said something about. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Wow.
And the second person is actually Pastor Jamal Bryant. I really liked his spirit. Yeah. Because don't get me wrong, I grew up in the church, but I'm not like, I ain't into no preaching and all that other kind of mess, really. But I was shocked how much I liked him when we spoke. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I like this guy. He's really cool. So there you go. There's my fan outs on that level.
That question, I'm gonna tell you who I fanned out. The ones I fanned out who I've interviewed with Shanice, even though I know Shanice, the R&B singer Shanice. I love you.
Of course,
I love her to death because she's basically like family because her and my cousin are like besties.
Okay, cool.
So I did the interview 3 years ago, and I found that out, and it took me by surprise.
You never know.
And then Dawn Robinson, formerly the former lead singer
of
In
Vogue. Mm-hmm.
Those are two. Those are like my girls. They're like my sisters. They're like my big sisters because they will check up on me even if they see me live. They have checked up on me. They'll be like, "You okay? You good?" and everything. Because they've been one of the two main people who actually helped out my the KTookes spot, my show.
Mm-hmm.
They helped me out majorly, and I didn't expect them to do it, but they did it from the goodness of their heart. So it's like I'm in debt to them no matter what happens. So it's like I will ride and die for them right there in the quickness.
Yeah, and I think everybody needs that. It's very like people like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, we do appreciate people like that, but we also appreciate people who maybe don't have a big name.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's very hard work I always say that when I'm interviewing people, I'm being vulnerable because, believe it or not, I've learned how to present myself to people and stuff like that. But I'm really kind of reserved. Well, I'm not kind of reserved. I'm very reserved. But I know when to take my reservedness off and put on the other hat or coat or whatever you want to call it. And so it's very important to us when you have people like that actually say, I'm going to give you a shot, or I'm going to check on you, just see how you're doing. Or like I've had somebody do me, Beyonce going to be in town and I got the whole band here. You want to interview anybody? Stuff like that. It's very, encouraging too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm trying to read comments at the same time. I'm like, oh, okay. I can see the comments too.
I'm reading the comments too. Now, out of all the now I'm gonna get really deep in this one, and I know this is probably a question I probably asked myself on this one too. Who's somebody that when you think of When We Speak TV, who do you really want on there that you haven't interviewed yet that you really want? Like probably I say the two people that you really want on there that you haven't interviewed yet or just want to have on the show. Period. Who are the two people that you would really want to have on When We Speak TV?
Well, we already know the names that you can already expect that I'm going to say Oprah, Tyler Perry, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, which is true. That is true. However, there is one person that for some reason I really want to meet them, and I've been in rooms with them before several times, but I've never had a chance to personally meet them, and that's Candy Burris. And she's right here. I've seen her. I've run into her so many times. I see her all the time, but I've never had a chance to really introduce myself to her.
No,
And that's well, I take that back.
she's my
One time I'm gonna tell you what she did though. Huh?
she's my fellow Taurus. I'm May 4th. She's May 17th.
Okay. Yeah, because her birthday just passed. Wait, did your birthday just pass? Hey. Yeah, so your birthday just passed too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
You wish me happy birthday. You forgot. But I'm
okay, I don't be remembered. I be wishing everybody. I be trying to wish everybody happy birthday. I'm horrible with birthdays. First of all, I have to put them in my phone.
But Candy, if Candy is watching this, we love you. Come on,
yeah, we love you, and I want to speak with you. Okay, speak with you. You know what?
Speak with you. His platform, my platform.
Okay,
Candy, let's this happen.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you what she did one time when she started. I don't know if you're like on her texting list or whatever. Yeah. But when she started the texting list, one day, I woke up and I had a message on Instagram that said Candy had mentioned me. And I'm like, what? This got to be a spam or something. And come to find out, my sister was my sister. My sister would do some stuff, okay? So she had texted the message the thing back and said something about, I want you to go follow my brother or something she said, who does When We Speak TV. And when I looked at her stories, Candy had reshared the message on her stories. So I'm like, but Candy, we just need to get it. Because, she does speak on it. Speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So we need to hook up. But one day it'll happen. I mean, because we've seen each other too much. Well, I've seen her. I don't know if she's seen me, but we've been in the same environment too much for it not to happen. So that would be the person I would really aim for.
It won't happen. That's what we're going to say. We're going to put it out there.
Okay, and then, unfortunately, then Tyler Perry's next, because I love Tyler Perry, and I know a lot of people who've done Tyler Perry plays that I know, but I've never met him ever. Mm-hmm. And I would love to just pick his brain a little bit, even if it wasn't on the interview,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
And of course, when all this is over, I want to talk to Jesus. Of course. But I don't think I want Jesus on When We Speak TV, though. I want him in When We Speak TV, but not on When We Speak TV.
Okay. Now, besides When We Speak TV, what else will we be surprised to know about you besides doing When We Speak TV? What's something that we will be really shocked to know?
Well, I kind of said it a little bit. I think it's still along the entertainment side of the house that I also do payroll for film and television. I've done, I don't remember every season of different things I worked on, but P-Valley, Heels, Raising Dion, Black Ink, just American Soul, Young Rock, Will Trent that's on now. Mm-hmm. So I've worked on a lot of those things in payroll. Don't worry, it sounds much more fun than it is, okay? Mm-hmm. But that'll probably be something that a lot of people wouldn't know about me, that I do that. So I deal with, you know what? Matter of fact, I paid Candy before, too. Still haven't met her. But anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, I don't know. I was a medic in the military. I don't know if you can see any of that stuff. I'm trying to do it. Okay, any of that stuff up there. But I was a medic when I was in the military. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't find myself really, really, really interesting. That's the reason I talk to people, because I find them interesting.
Now, if you could describe yourself in a few words, what would it be?
That is right. Hypnotic skincare. Yes, I did work with Trina Braxton. Right. That's an interesting story, actually. But I'll just say it since it's brought up. Actually, Trina Braxton and I've talked to her a lot of times, of course. But Trina and I used to, before Braxton Family Values and all that, she had, of course, been a part of the Braxtons, the singing group.
Of course.
Like everybody else, I'm working a 9 to 5 and I'm doing other stuff, and that's what she was doing. And so at the time, I knew who she was, but I didn't expect that she'd be working with me, because we was like working in cubicles and all this other stuff. And so there was this girl that sat next to me. Her name was Trina, and I didn't think nothing of it. We talk, we go to lunch together, all this other stuff. And then one day she said something, and I was like, you know what? You look just like one of Toni Braxton's sisters. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. She was like, I didn't know Toni Braxton had any sisters. I'm like, yeah. I was like, you look just like the one, Trina. I was like, your name Trina too? Yeah, you do look like her. But, and I'm always so embarrassed when I say this, but I go, But Trina, that's a pretty girl. I don't know about you.
Oh man.
And so, I was so embarrassed because, at the time she was married to Gabe. So her name
Yeah.
wasn't Trina Braxton. And so I was like, oh my God, when I found out that it was really her, I was like, I can't believe I just said this to this girl. But Trina, that's my girl. I really, 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 I love her a lot. I really do. And every time I see her, my heart just lights up, just to see her
Oh,
anywhere on the red carpet, anything.
I treat
Because I thought it was so ironic, like, oh my God, you told this girl, you look like you. But okay, back to the question. What did you just ask me? Look, I don't know. Maybe it's my wine. I don't
wow. No, I would say like from just doing everything that you do and everything, who what would we surprised about like from what you doing when we speak TV?
know. Okay, but I thought okay. So, like I was saying though, I don't know. I don't find a lot of things surprising, I guess, about me or so super interesting. I think I'm kind of like a boring guy, to be honest. I think I communicate with a lot of people, but like when I think about me, I'm like, what would I say about me? I'm trying to think. Well, I kind of mentioned that I had auditioned for American Idol years ago. I made it to round two. I was not on television. There's like 3 rounds before you get on television, actually. Even so, when you hear people sounding a mess, they've gone through like 3 rounds to sound a mess. But let's see, what else? I mean, I think at times I'm very much a character, but I think you can kind of figure that out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I don't think I have anything. I don't think so.
But like I would say, how would you describe yourself?
I think that I'm very, like I said, reserved. I'm very much driven by my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do a lot of things out of my heart. I respond a lot with my heart. I think I give a lot of my heart to people when I meet them. Sometimes they don't deserve it, but I think that I'm very much you can see all over me who I am at that moment. Like, so in other words, if Jermaine is feeling good today, you will know that he's feeling good. If he's not feeling well, you will know that too, because I don't really do a lot of pretending about how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of be that at that moment. That might be another reason I'm going to therapy. Everybody go to therapy. But I kind of move in my I don't want to say older age, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to just be in the moment of whatever I am at that moment. Yeah. I think that's the best way to say that.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Now, where does Jermaine see himself within like the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, retired, as it relates to the day job. Hopefully retired and doing When We Speak TV full time. Yeah. That's probably about as far as I thought about the 5 years. And probably living in Florida, to be
That's
honest.
that's where I live at.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think I want to move to Miami. I think I'm probably going to stick with like Orlando area or something like that.
Okay, that's a very busy tourist area.
Yeah, exactly. I still gotta have a little livelihood, but not
Yeah.
too much. I think one of my good friends is from Miami, actually, and he and I was in the military together. We were roommates in the military, and he's from Miami, and I've never been. Like, even with him being from there, I've just never gone, and I probably should take a trip.
I think you'll like because you'll be surprised some of my childhood friends who you've seen like on TV and everything, and like especially on YouTube and everything, like Pleasure P,
Uh,
Urban Mystic. A lot of them I grew up with because we all went to
oh,
school
okay.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot.
Yeah, maybe I'll take me a trip down to Miami. Do a little something.
Yeah, it's a lot, like, especially like a lot of the bloggers like Funky Dineva. I know Funky Dineva a long time.
Oh, really? Okay, I like him. I like him a lot.
You
At least right now, I think I do. I'm pretty sure I would still like him in person. You just,
you'd be surprised some people that I know. You'd be like, what?
Yeah, because he's in Miami, I think, too. Yeah. Right now. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you and I have never met either, but I like him.
Now, when it comes to Jermaine Sain as the person,
Uh-huh.
what is your favorite? List me your guilty pleasures, like TV wise, that you like watching.
Ironically, I don't get to watch a lot of television. Any of the shows that I work on, most of the time I tell myself I will not watch it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, have I broken that promise? No. And the reason why I say that is because, um, I see the other side of working, on those shows and stuff. And so a lot of times it has a sour taste in my mouth, not because I don't like it or that it's not good. It's just, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to watch that show, because they gave me so much trouble. But my guilty pleasure, if I really be honest, is I love, and I have not been watching the season 4, I think. Yeah, I have been watching season 4, but I love Ruthless. Tyler Perry's Ruthless.
Okay.
I love it, and I'm gonna tell you how they tangled me in. If I be, if I'm being honest, I love some nudity shows. You show me a little nudity, and you got me.
Oh goodness, really, Jermaine.
Yeah, you got me. But I really like to watch a lot of documentaries. That's what I like to watch a lot of, like when I'm just really being, Jermaine, the spiritual guy. But outside of that, like, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm serious. You show me some nudity, you got me. I'm watching. Now I might change later, but I'm gonna watch. Yeah.
Hey, I'm be honest, as long as you're about it.
Okay.
Hey, I have nothing to say. But besides Ruthless, what else you like watching?
I don't really get to watch a lot of television, to be honest.
Like
Like I said, I love to watch documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching Ruthless. I really do, and thankfully I had a chance to interview, some of the people speak with some of the people from Ruthless. But when it comes to television, I really don't get to watch a lot of it because most of the time, to be honest, I am busting my behind doing When We Speak TV or doing payroll. But most of the time when we speak TV, it's done like after work, on my weekends, between going here and there. Like I'm always either editing, writing something on the blog or something. It's like I'm always consumed with that in some kind of way. So I really don't get a lot of chance to watch television. And most of the time when I do, and of course I like the Atlanta Housewives, duh. But and the Potomac, I like them too,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. And so most of the time I'm doing what I do, and I think it's because I feel like I got to make something happen. I mean, not that watching television is like a bad thing, but I got stuff I got to do, and I'm the one that's got to do it. So if I miss a show or two, fine, no problem. There's another show that I enjoy, which is The Circle. I like watching The Circle. Have you ever seen that on Netflix?
Somebody want to come on YouTube?
The one on Netflix.
Okay. So, that Circle. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret that you may not know. I never told nobody what show it was, but that was the show that I was supposed to be on, but it didn't turn out to be.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish but it didn't turn out to end up being, So this, maybe I'll try again. I don't know.
Hey, things happen for a reason.
I love The Circle, though. I'm not going to lie. I love it.
Yeah. Because, a lot of people are telling me I should get into TV. I was like, I will do it, but it has to be the right project and the right thing. I'll come up.
Exactly.
So I get where you're coming from with that one.
So if anybody got a show they want me to be on, I'm available.
I have friends that have been on, because I have friends that are in Atlanta and everything. They wouldn't come on some certain shows. I'm not going to say the shows what they are, but at the same time, they want me to come in as a friend of that friend.
You should do it.
I could do it, but at the same time, I'm not going to say the names, because if I really say the names, we'll be giving them free publicity, and we're not going to do that right now.
But look. Now, if you want to, you can tell them I'll come in as a friend of a friend, depending on what it is, of course. But I'll come in as a friend of a friend. I can pretend to be everybody's friend. I will be your friend. Yeah, I'll be your friend. For a check, of course. You give me a check, I'll be your friend.
I hear you on that one. Now, since we're getting, since we're like in the late spring going into the summer, what are you doing to keep yourself like maintaining like, your body and just even because I know everybody don't have the best body, but say even if you have your body and just your mental health, like your mindset and everything, and just how you keep yourself together. What have you been doing lately with that?
Well, of course, the first thing, like I just told you, was about the therapy situation, which is still kind of relates to your body. The other thing that I started doing probably at the beginning of the year, I don't really believe in like doing New Year's resolutions and stuff because I feel like I always break them. But starting at the beginning of the year, I kind of changed my eating habits, right?
Mm.
So I still eat what I want to eat, and I kind of go on this so-called fast. It's not really a fast,
Mm-hmm.
but like today, I haven't eaten anything. I've only drank, and I probably shouldn't be drinking wine, but I only drink liquids on like Tuesday and Thursdays. And then every other day, I eat whatever I want to, but I watch my portion. So like if I go out to eat, I'll cut that piece. That plate in half and eat half and take the other half home. And sometimes I'll eat it when I get home. Sometimes I won't. I'll wait until, skip the only liquids day and so it seems to be working for me because I'm not gonna lie, at 40, it it did something to me in my head. So I didn't even feel the same like I was the same person that I once was. It's really started in my 30s because when I was in my 30s, first of all, I used to smoke, right, for
Okay.
years. And in my 30s, so it's been about 11, 12 years now that I quit smoking. And when I quit smoking, it's true what they say that you quit smoking and you gain weight. That's exactly what happened to
Mm-hmm.
me. And I gained weight and I had gotten the biggest I had ever been. And then I just had a hard time taking it off. And so now that's one of the things that I've seen has been, I've done it before and then I got off of it and I noticed that it actually works. So it's like now I walk more because, I'm in my 40s. I got to get to walking. So I have
Yep.
like a treadmill that it's supposed to be under this desk right now, but it's not. So I try to like walk even while I'm working. So I'll be on like the computer and stuff like that, and I'll be walking on the treadmill. And if I don't do that, I'll go downstairs and walk and watch television, like or watch The Circle, which is my favorite show to watch when I'm walking, or something like that, so that I won't think so much about the walking. But I think that's my biggest routine: changing my diet, which is really not my diet, my eating habit, changing my eating habit. At least for now, I don't know how long I'm going to do it, but that's what I'm doing right now, and walking.
Well,
Yeah, the
now
gym,
who's
it's gonna have to wait for a little while.
now when you trying to get yourself together mentally and spiritually, who do you listen to keep keep your mind motivated and just to keep you together? Who do you listen to?
Well, I think I kind of said that one, which is LaShawn Pace. She has always been that thing, that thing for me. Like for some reason, I always connected, with her music, her voice, her sound. So I always like to play her music. Most of the time, I'll play like some gospel music, of course, to kind of to settle my since my insides to settle my being. I try to listen to like gospel music or something like that just because that's who I am. But then I'll like listen to certain people. Like I love India.Arie. Anybody that's kind of inspirational. I love India.Arie. My favorite singer, by the way, is Patti LaBelle. Favorite vocalist. But
Okay.
look, I'm just jumping around, huh? But usually, like something like that, an India.Arie or someone who has encouragement. I don't listen to a lot of, let's say, self-help, motivational speakers or nothing like that, only because I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes I don't get anything from it. It don't
Hmm.
pull from me, I guess. Even though there are some people who, like, I'm like, oh, I like what they said, or I enjoy what they said. But like a constant person that I listen to, not nobody in particular. But music-wise, music will always get me together.
Okay.
It always does.
All righty. Does anybody for Jermaine? If they want to ask him any questions, you can ask him any questions
Yeah,
you want.
yeah.
Because I definitely
Go
want
ahead.
everybody questions they're gonna ask you. Because I definitely want to know what they're gonna ask you. And because this is I was actually a nervous wreck before I was telling you earlier, I was a nervous wreck trying to talk to you because I was like, fan, I'm like, are we gonna get along? Or is this gonna be actually a good one? And it's actually been going pretty smooth, and I'm actually appreciative of you.
Well, I really thank you. I really do, because sometimes I do feel like, um, not that I want to be nobody to praise me or anything like that, but sometimes you do want to know that something you did or something you said encouraged someone, or that it didn't, push them along the way, because that's really what When We Speak TV is about.
Yeah,
It's really just about
yeah,
understanding that, first of all, that you can speak things into existence. I always like to say one of the first things that I remember the Bible saying is that, he said, let's make man in our image, or something to that effect, right? And so to me, that was the first thing done, was right. So that
mhm,
means that that's very important. That if God had to speak something, then, and if we're made in His image, then I mean, come on, if He can speak it into existence, maybe we can too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know.
yeah.
But
I know, yeah,
but,
because I know when I did the interview.
like,
Yeah, go
no, I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. Look, we're both like, hold on, wait. Okay. But that's just kind of like how I see things.
Yeah,
Like, I, I, wa- well, along this journey, what I've learned is that everybody that you speak with is just a person who had an idea and they followed it. Some of them are not better than you. Some of them are not more talented than you. They're just someone who's continuing to do what they had an idea of. And
exactly.
so that's really what I want everybody to see with When We Speak TV, is that, if Jermaine can meet these people coming from a little bitty town in Whiteville, Tennessee, then of course you can do whatever you want to do. Maybe you don't want to do media. Maybe you don't want to do entertainment. Maybe you don't want to do, whatever it is. But maybe you can do it too, because they're not unreachable. I guess, like, sometimes we grow up and think that everybody else is different than us. And to see that that they're people just like you, sometimes that encourages you to keep moving. You
Cause
know.
yeah, because when I
Yeah.
saw you, like I was saying how I got introduced to you, like I said, and I said it already at the beginning of the interview, was I saw the interview you did with Terrell Carter, and when I did the album review for his album at the time, I was just doing it because I had, before I reviewed it, I had watched your interview you did with him, and it motivated me, and I said, okay, now I have an idea how I'm going to do this album
Mhm.
review. So when I did it, and I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was shocked when I saw you had reposted my review, and I was like, "How was it?
Aw.
Is this for real?"
But let me tell you a little story behind that too, or behind Terrell even, because I promise you. First, I think that a lot of the stuff that we do has to start with us, right? And truthfully, I'm not this spooky spiritual guy, but I'm very spiritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I realized that first, before I can explain to people what speak means or what speak represents, I have to first try it out for myself, right? And I've been learning through the journey, like, the real power in speaking and the real power of the tongue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with Terrell, it is so funny because I had never met Terrell before that interview. I didn't know I knew anybody who knew him before that interview, right? And I was talking to somebody and I said, hey, somebody I would love to interview would be Terrell Carter, right? But for context, Terrell Carter is an actor and singer, model from some of the Tyler Perry plays. He was also in Empire, the TV show Empire. But so I was telling my friend I would really love to interview Terrell Carter, right? And one day I get a phone call and somebody says, hey, I got somebody in the studio that says they know you. And so the two people I knew were talking about me. And guess who they was working with? Terrell.
For real.
And so it was so ironic. And so she called me and she was like, well, you know what? Hold on. And she dials him up and puts him on the phone right then and there. And I was so nervous because I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it was so out of the blue. Like, I'm just at the house. I think I was like cooking something on the stove. And she called and she said what she said. She was like, hold on. And she didn't even tell me she was calling him. She came back to the phone. She was like, hey, Jermaine. I was like, yeah. And she was like, Terrell. I'm like, Terrell? What? And so it was just, I promise you, some things just happen like that all the time. So yeah, Candy Bears, come on. We're going look. But after I get Candy, I'm gonna hit you up and be like, she did it. She said she's gonna do it.
Oh wow, interesting.
But yeah.
Interesting. If anybody doesn't have any questions for our boy right here, for Jermaine, let me know first. I'm gonna give you guys a few more, like about a minute or two before we. If you don't have any questions for Jermaine, I'm gonna finish this interview off with him. And by the way, if you guys are on interview, this interview is on Instagram Live, but it's also gonna be on my YouTube channel also. By the way, so that way you guys will see everything. And don't worry, we're gonna get Jermaine's information just in case you guys want to keep up with him. If you don't know,
Okay, please do. Please do.
we gonna give your information. Don't you even worry right there. Don't you even worry. Oh, Jazz and Allie, how y'all doing? Because I know y'all got a big thing coming up soon.
You know what? Yeah. And you may not be in Atlanta, but I'm still gonna say something about it, okay? For like the last maybe 7 years. Which once again, that's something that was spoken to, the whole Jazz and Alley situation. Because years ago, I was working at a job. I already told you, I keeps me a 9 to 5 right now, but but I was working at a job and I was getting laid off actually. And I was always talking about I wanted to get involved with a festival or something like that I could really be a part of. And during that time, I know this guy, his name is Tony Hightower. He's also a Tyler Perry person who's been on a lot of Tyler Perry stuff. And so I had interviewed Tony before and stuff like that. And he was going to be at a festival that was near me, which is in Norcross, Georgia. And so I reached out to the person who was having the festival. Her name is Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. And she was like, sure, you can come, whatever. In the process of that, she and I became friends, and that's how I became involved with Jazz in the Alley, which was something I wanted to do, like I wanted to be part of a festival. So that's kind of how all that happened.
Okay. Now you got Warriors Dream Cosmetics saying, how can a business get an interview with him before we become superstar famous?
Well, first of all, I'm already superstar famous. Okay, you better go Google me. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But you know what? Let me tell you something. You can just hit me up. My email is jsain@whenwespeaktv.com. So that's J, the letter J, Sain, which is my last name, SAIN, @whenwespeaktv.com.
And then you had now I saw a question like in the question mark. You know how we do it on Instagram, because you had Jasmine House say, what was the inspiration of what make you start When We Speak TV? Now I know they didn't see the beginning. You want to let them know what was the inspiration of When We Speak TV? Of you?
The inspiration When We Speak TV was once again like I was wanting to meet people in the area. I was new to the area, and I wanted to Atlanta, of course. I was new to Atlanta, and I wanted to meet people because I really wanted to sing. And by the way, I did do some singing. I mean, I was sang behind a few little people, like Kim. This little guy that does R&B music named Kim. I've sang behind him before. This rock and roll Hall of Fame group named Heart. Nobody. But anyway, oh wait, and this man, Barry Manilow, a few little people, but okay. So, but I'm being silly. Sorry.
It's fine.
I started When We Speak TV though because I wanted to meet people in the industry, because I really wanted to sing at that time. And I felt like that would be a way to get to people, to get to know people, is to first talk about what they're doing, and their artistry. I think that people are always open up to you a lot more when you are genuinely interested in what they do. I know that a lot of people have motives when they meet you, and I think that's okay. It just depends on what the motive is, And yeah, I had a motive to meet people and sing and all this other stuff and network, but God had a different plan for it. Like I said, I did do some things, but in the process, I ended up finding the true thing that I really wanted to do, which really wasn't singing. I really just wanted to have purpose. Yeah. So that's what started it, just trying to network with people.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions for Jermaine
Like I feel
before?
like Candace. Look, I guess I'm so
You got
self-conscious.
it right.
I'm like, is my hat crooked?
You got it good though. Don't worry. I'm gonna give like a few more minutes before we close off because I want to make sure everybody get their questions in if they have any questions for you.
As nervous as I was, this was fun. You know, like I said, I'm used to doing the interviewing.
Because I know, yeah, I know you used to doing this, so I know it's kind of make you looking like I'm in the hot seat. I know that's probably was thinking in your head like
I
I'm in the hot seat.
know because I'm telling you, I have, oh my God, like I have talked to so many people, and it's been a blessing. But I'm just so used to talking to other people about what they do that it's just, it's kind of scary talking about what I do. I don't know why.
I don't know why
I'm talking about myself, right?
yeah, you're doing good. But anywho, since we got since nobody, hey Sherrod, I see you on here. But since I know a lot of people not really asking like questions or whatever, asking any more questions, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Okay. Well, you can definitely find me at When We Speak TV. I'm going to say that again because I want you to go get it, go find it. When We Speak TV. That's whenwespeaktv.com is our website. My Instagram is When We Speak TV. You can also find Jermaine Sain on Instagram, but I kind of just started that. So most of the time I'm on When We Speak TV. On YouTube, When We Speak TV and the number 2. On Facebook, When We Speak TV and the number 2. Just make sure if you don't see my face, that it ain't me. Okay, if you don't see this face somewhere, it ain't me. But because you might find some other When We Speak TVs, unfortunately. But yeah, everything is When We Speak TV. If you want to reach out to us, you can go to our whenwespeaktv.com page. There is a contact there, and then we'll reach out to you. You want to do some interviews, you want to put me on a show, because I'll do stuff too, Or you have an event you want us to come to, if we can come, or if we're in, because, a lot of people, some are everywhere, if we're in town, or if we can get, where you are. Most of the time I do most of the stuff is technically local to Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
only because, sometimes when you live in certain places, like, why am I going to travel so many places when I don't have to? If, so much stuff goes on in Atlanta now. So, but that doesn't mean that we're limited to just Atlanta. So,
Okay.
because we do travel from time to time to
Nothing
different places.
wrong with that. You got Warriors Dream Cosmetics. She said, can she send you a product beer box?
Sure. Just hit me up, Jermaine Sain, J Sain at whenwespeaktv.com. JSAIN at whenwespeaktv.com.
And you guys can follow me if you haven't already done it. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at KTookes85. I do follow back as long as you let me know who you are. I follow you back. And you can follow the
I will
K2
follow too.
Yeah. You can follow the K2 Spot on Twitter at K2 Spot. And then, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you guys can look me up because, if you on Instagram, my link will take you straight up to my YouTube channel link and you can subscribe. But make sure you please push the bell icon after you finish subscribing. Push the bell icon so that way you guys get VIP access to every time I drop videos. And you can watch my previous videos when I first started from YouTube from up till now, from the beginning to up to now. And that way you guys will feel like, okay, you know what your boy's doing. So that way you don't be afraid. Because, like he said, when we speak TV, I have that everything on when I put it on YouTube. I have all that information on there too, so that way you can follow Jermaine and everything.
Definitely.
And keep up because he's doing great things on his platform. I'm doing great things on my platform. And this is just nothing but mad love and appreciation. So we have to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for coming on my platform because I know you didn't have to really do it, but you did it, and I was actually very appreciative when I hit you up, and I was like, yes, he said yes.
Well, like I said though, I appreciate, I really, 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 really do. I appreciate you even asking me, because I'm like, I'm just Jermaine. But okay.
He all shy and modest, shy, but he was happy when I did it.
But once again, I really do thank you for having me on. And, we'll be talking and speaking again soon.
Of course. If you need me to come on When We Speak TV, you know how to hit me up.
Okay.
But that's all we have to say, you guys. And that's about it. So we're about to wrap things up right now, you guys. We thank you so much. I will talk to you off camera after we get off this thing. But we thank you so much, you guys. Show your love to my special guest, Jermaine Sain of When We Speak TV. The boy,
I keep looking at myself in the camera. Sorry. In the
your boy,
phone.
your boy KTookes 85 of the KTookes spot. You follow me, like I said. And this is all we have to say, you guys. But we thank you so much for watching this. And that's right. So we're going to thank you guys so much. And we're going to say bye-bye, you guys. So bye-bye
See you
so much, you
later.
guys. Bye.